time that we have tonight. What I'll do is I'll call the first speaker, and then I'll call the next speaker on deck, and then the third speaker.
I've come to ask you to vote tonight no on this matter. I believe that there are inheritive, destructive, and confusing messages that the LGBTQ flag represents. I believe that this is not something that's actually progressive, although it's touted as, because for thousands of years, sexual decadence has been happening. It's destroyed empires, most notably the Roman Empire. It crumbled from within because of immoral destruction. I'm here today to represent children because I believe that at the end of the day that there is another letter that wants to be added to the end is what is being propagated in actually even our state capital right now, and that is the letter P for pedophile. I take one of the subgroups out of this called the transgenders, and I believe that this is mental torture and mental cruelty on children.
In this city that does a fantastic job of celebrating diversity, is it fair to fly one flag and not the others? If you agree to fly the rainbow flag, can we fly the Confederate flag, the Black Lives Matter flag, a communist flag, a Christian flag? And if we fly the flags, who's paying for them? Since we have the most inclusive and the best flag of all, why do we need another one? In other words, isn't less equals more? Thank you.
That's right.
November 17th will be 148 years for another group that's been discriminated against for years, the NRA. So are you willing to hang their flag up? Just happened to bring you one here. I think it would look good. Out in front of City Hall. Anybody be willing to hang that up out in front of City Hall? Pretty straightforward. And then the next one is, as a business owner in this town, I don't know how many businesses have flags, but are you willing to have this flag hanging up out in front of City Hall? Good picture, isn't it, the guy? Pretty straightforward. Are we willing to do that as a city? So I urge you to vote no on Shawn's private agenda.
If we are going to recognize and elevate one particular group, then we should be prepared to do the same for all discrete groups who so wish to be recognized. In order to be fair, we will need Christian, Jewish, Muslim, and atheist pride months, inner and outer Mongolian pride months, and Inuit pride month, or as in my case, a follically challenged pride month, or any other affinity group that wishes its own month and flag. We'll quickly run out of months, not to mention having to incorporate a whole new budget item for flag procurement.
I agree that if we allow the LGBTQ flag to be flown in Dublin, then we should allow all groups, including sports.
There's one thing that all of these letters, LGBTQ, all have in common. They're all about sexual practices. And there's a lot of other ways to identify, just as many of the other speakers have said, besides your sexual choice, your sexual practice, your sexual preference. But why are we lifting up before all of our children a series of letters that they're going to ask questions about? That means that every parent, every babysitter, or whoever is going to answer them, and they're going to have a whole education about sex, whether they're 3 years old or 18 years old. Is that really fair to our kids? No, it isn't. I'm going to answer for you. I noticed that one of your speakers said P is being debated in places around the country right now, whether they should put pedophile on the end of that list. That's how far it's gone.
As for the Pride Month and flag, it is then assumed that all of the town are proud and support this choice of the Pride flag and month. The LGBTQ stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning or queer. There is no S, which would stand for straight. Therefore, it is not all inclusive. It does bother me that this is being pushed on the people of this town and even throughout the state.
My name is Arati de la Rosière, and I actually live in San Ramon. I have friends who live in Dublin. I have bought cars in Dublin. I can't tell you how painful it's been for me to sit and listen to this. I'm a 69-year-old lesbian. I have a son. The rainbow flag stands for love, quite simply. The freedom to choose who to love. That's all it is. It's to celebrate love. People have died and are dying every day for the right to love each other. I didn't think it was going to be like this, Shawn. I didn't think it was going to be like this. That I would hear this.
First of all, I think today has been a great dialogue, and I think everything starts with
But I just speculate that, or postulate that maybe staying away from the flagpole, but discussing other ways that we can elevate this to our core values, to our mission statement, to our mission and vision. We have it right there on the wall. You know, how can we make changes like that? How can we make other visible changes without affecting the flagpole? Because that's what I heard mostly. I didn't hear people objecting to other things.
Our money where our mouth is. It's fine to put something in a vision statement, in a mission statement. It's fine to put words into a proclamation, and I'm in complete agreement with you, it's not enough. I don't know that I would agree with you that all of the statements we heard tonight were in support of the idea, just not the flagpole.
Not all, sure. Surely, not all. I didn't mean to say that, yeah.
And quite frankly,
Many, though.
some of the comments highlighted why we need to be hanging the flag. And
Hanging the flag or doing something.
Yes.
Okay.
Highlighting exactly why this particular community does not feel safe, both emotionally and physically. Still, in 2019.
just in general, I think we've seen a lot of comments out there in social media and from the public that kind of speak to this threat. So I just wanted to voice my opinion that, again, we all get to utilize independent judgment on every single decision that comes before this council. So if something is going down a slope that we feel is not the right direction, we get to voice our opinion on that at that point and stop it, if that's what the body decides. Well, I did also want to point out that there is a certain narrative around diversity, which attempts to homogenize or whitewash our differences. and I will speak for myself as a gay man, I do not want to be normalized as a straight person. It's not what I want. I just want to be able to live my life and have the same freedoms that everyone else does to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's it. And that, you know, in the beginning of this, I mentioned that this proclamation and, you know, raising the flag is not the end. You know, I would hope that I would have the council's continued support to dig in and do the work on how we can make our community truly inclusive and how we can dedicate our time and resources towards recognizing our LGBTQ community. And as I mentioned, the goal being that we embrace, without qualification, all members of our unique and varied humanity. Even though the motion may die, I will make a motion. I will amend my original request and make a motion that we fly the LGBTQ pride flag for one day in June, on June 1st, in recognition of LGBTQ Pride Month.
With that, we will make a roll call vote.
Councilmember Josey?
Aye.
Councilmember Kumagai?
Aye.
Councilmember Goel?
Nay.
Vice Mayor Hernandez?
Nay.
Mayor Haubert?
Nay. With that, we have concluded item 8.1.